to drench Europe in blood. He drew up the plan for the division of the USSR. Then he was made Minister of the Ostland, and by his orders, Poland, the Ukraine, Belarusia, and the Caucasus were ravaged and plundered and put to fire and sword. The Superman is nervous now. Hans Frank, the cynical butcher of Poland. He called Poland a booty land. He said the country must be reduced to a pile of ruins. Poles and Ukrainians must be turned into mincemeat, and as to the Jew, they must be destroyed, every one of them. Wilhelm Frick, Reichsminister of the Interior and protector of Bohemia and Moravia, a snarling, vicious jackal, now caught by the tail and locked in a cage. Julius Streicher, editor of the Stürmer, one of the vilest news sheets in the world, Jew-baiter, preacher of anti-Semitism, corrupter of youth. He proudly called himself Jew-hater number one. Walter Funk, he was one of Germany's economic bosses. He supplied the means to run Hitler's marauding war. And the war supplied the means to line the pockets of Funk, Krupp, and the other German bankers and industrialists. Hjalmar Schacht, he directed the finances and the economy of the piratical Nazi state. Grand Admiral Dönitz, chieftain of the Nazi pirates. His wolf packs sunk unarmed ships and neutral vessels without warning. When Hitler saw that the game was up, he entrusted Dönitz with the task of saving the Nazi ship. But the ship went to the bottom, and Dönitz is now in the prisoner's dock. Erich Raeder, he and Hitler conceived the idea of wiping Leningrad off the face of the earth. They failed, but the grief and suffering of Leningrad, its blood and sacrifices, called for expiation. Baldur von Schirach, his ideal was, we will raise up the youths of Germany to be cruel and ruthless. The whole world will tremble before them. I want to see the glint of the wild beast in their eyes. Fritz Saukel, the slave trader. Girls of the Ukraine, youths of France, children of Czechoslovakia, look at him now. It was he that drove you like cattle to the slave markets of Germany. Alfred Jodl, Hitler's military advisor, bloodthirsty and ruthless, and an implacable foe of the Soviet people. The Russians should be hanged, head downwards, he said. The world will not breathe freely until he is hanging head downwards. Franz von Papen, as vain as a peacock, a master of espionage, sabotage, and intrigue. It was he that put Germany into Hitler's hands. Arthur Seyss-Inquart, butcher of Poland, Austria, and the Netherlands. Albert Speer, Reichsminister of Armaments. In Speer's underground munition factories, thousands upon thousands of men and women toiled and slaved until they grew blind, died of exhaustion, or pined away. Konstantin von Neurath, Nazi diplomat with the rank of a general of the SS, butcher of Czechoslovakia. Hans Fritzsche, Goebbels' assistant, who, like him, poisoned the minds with the venom of lies and calumny. Such is the roster of the major German war criminals who broke all the laws of humanity in their attempt to impose their monstrous rule of violence and rapine on the world. And these are their defendants in their medieval robes who will argue and finesse and cite the law in defense of lawlessness. They will claim that the Tribunal of the Nations has no legal power to judge crimes against nations. They will try to divide its councils by anti-Soviet slanders and innuendos. What is the blood of the martyrs to them? They will try to save fascism. This is fascism's last line of defense, but it too will prove futile.